In this video, I'm going to give you the absolute golden key to making any manifestation or act of magic or whatever you're trying to bring to you with the law of attraction work in life. Now, this is something I've discovered after practicing this for all of my life, and I'm pretty old now. That's more than 3 decades that I've done this. And it comes down to one thing. It's not just magic or manifestation, the law of attraction. It's actually any form of change, whether it's psychotherapy or using a philosophy like Stoicism, anything that's transformational in your mind and life. What does it come down to? And it comes down to choosing your thoughts and choosing your feelings no matter what. Okay, so just bear with me. So say you spend thousands of dollars on psychotherapy. You go and see some analyst. What do? You've got a set of thoughts that are existing in your mind now, and you go through lots and lots of talking with a therapist, and eventually you've got a new set of thoughts, and you think those thoughts are not the old ones, and then you've got new feelings. Do you think with Stoicism, you get into this philosophy or something, what do? All of these insights you get from Stoicism are just new ways to think, and you replace the thoughts. They do an act of magic with you do some big ritual to bring money, and you basically decide, look, all of the thoughts I've got of poverty and not having money, I'm not going to think them anymore, and I'm not going to think of those feelings, and that's it. So anything that's transformational, including manifestation, writing down what you want, visualizing it, and then not thinking the contrary, but thinking and feeling and making that choice. That's the crux of any transformation in your mind and life. So why is it not simple? We can just do that. I'm never going to feel poor again. But of course, it's very ingrained, you know. These replacement thoughts, you need to, first of all, be aware of what's going on in your mind. And then you need to be able to hold a new thought, to replace it, to let go of the old, hold a new. That is the crux of everything. But of course, it's not that simple. It takes some training. And that's what it's all about. So really you need to, what's the central ability? And that is concentration. Okay, so first of all, you've got to be quite aware throughout the day. You've got to bring your concentration, not on just being totally lost in daydreams, but at least knowing that they're going on, what's happening in the mind, and then being able to hold a new thought and hold a new feeling. Now, a feeling is only a sensation. It's an energy in your body that you feel. So when you've got those two things, and I'll teach like the energy part of it separately, but when you've got those two things and you can do it for quite a short time, you don't need to learn to be able to have perfect concentration for hours to do this. You need to have a little bit of concentration for an intense period of time. And because a thought is reset when you can hold something for maybe a minute, a new thought that's held with enough energy, enough excitement for long enough, does replace what was pre-existing. You can think of abundance instead of poverty. Now, of course, if you've been thinking all of your life, I can't do this, I've got no money, it will come back. It does take training, but the actual replacement, it's not like I can't choose a thought. You can. It's effortless. I'm going to think of this, and I'm going to visualize a rose. I'm going to, feel happy for a second. But it's the concentration to hold it long enough that what was there before doesn't just come straight back, and then to keep on doing that. That is it. But of course, like anything, concentration involves letting go of what's happening, and it can improve over time. Okay, with meditation. Now, with meditation, there's two main types. Both of them are good. So you can do kind of a vipassana flowing meditation where you just let whatever comes along, and you're still concentrating because you're aware. You're not just daydreaming. You're aware what's happening, which is good because that leads to insight into reality and insight into the nature of yourself and into full awakening. So absolutely, that's a good thing for awakening, which we want. But what we also want to do is be able to manifest. We want to be able to choose our thoughts, to replace thoughts, and to manifest what we want physically in life. And nothing wrong with that. That's also the path that we're on. Okay, so the best thing to do, it's not to go for long periods of meditation. So like, I'm going to learn to concentrate by sitting on a meditation mat for an hour every day, because that can work in the right settings. And if you ask people who it's worked for, that's what they'll tell you. So, say in Asia, maybe they've got a system of spirituality based on going to a monastery. And if you learn to sit every day for an hour, you will develop perfect concentration, but it's not relevant to us. And of course, it's not the only way. They say that that's their way because that's the way that worked for them, but there's more than one way. Okay, so my way, it suits a modern Western lifestyle because I've used it and it's worked for me. Okay, I actually got it from Aleister Crowley, the occultist. I remember reading this and I got way into it, and I was a young teenager back then, and I got maybe too much into it. So with Crowley, first of all, it's not based on letting things flow. You're going to choose one thing to think of. And Crowley recommended 10 minutes, keep a record. So you've got to try and develop 10 minutes of perfect concentration. That's not my method. That was his. And that would be in conjunction with a kind of a day practice Crowley did, where you would say, for example, that you are never going to use the letter, say, W again. You can say whatever you want, but you can't say the letter W. Now, every time somebody's doing this and they say the letter W, Crowley's instruction was to get a razor and to slash your arm open. And it was pretty extreme. And, of course, I was a teenager. I completely believed all that. I got too far into it without telling you what happened to me. But there's no need for that. And there's no need for, it gives you what the goal is. The goal is, if you can control everything you say, you never use a certain letter, you've got concentration throughout the day, and you can stop and control anything that's coming into your mind. That's the key. You are choosing every single thought, and you are choosing every single feeling, and that is possible because then you can say, I am going to think and be this, and I am going to manifest this, and that is the end of it, and I will never take another thought, and that is doable, and you can do it, but you start with a single step of where you are. Okay, so no need to sit there for hours or start slashing your arms open, okay? 1 minute. Okay, you start with a minute. Now, I actually got way into this, and recently I got a 1 minute egg timer because I couldn't find a 1 minute timer that I really like on the phone. But you could do it, just have a good search. But I like my egg timer, I like the physicality of it. Now, you make, first of all, a symbol that represents everything you're trying to manifest. Now, I made another video, or I'm not sure if it'll be online yet, just see which order I put them up in, about how to make a manifestation script and then distill that manifestation script of everything you're trying to manifest into a single symbol. Now that can be it. That represents everything you're trying to manifest right now. So you can sit in a chair, hold that symbol. Now what do you mean you hold that symbol? So you visualize that. Where do you visualize it? In your mind. It kind of exists. Visualization, or the mind, or the imagination, it's kind of like a realm that intersperses this realm. When I'm conscious, it feels like my awareness is around my eyes. And when I visualize, things are kind of behind me in my head or something. But I bring this symbol quite close to me. It could be anything. You could do like a circle or a crucifix, whatever thing you're into that represents everything you're trying to manifest. Hold that, put on the timer for a minute, and then you feel joy. Now, I'll be making other videos on how to use energy or the sensations of your body to actually choose emotions and choose feelings. But at this point, if I've not made that or you've not watched it, then just feel joy however you can that every single thing has come true. You think, look, oh God, I'm sitting in some rubbish apartment and I'm really unhappy. But it's not for an hour, it's 1 minute. Okay, now if you cannot choose a thought or cannot choose a feeling for 1 minute of time, you can think whatever you want afterwards. Just practice yourself on a minute, but intensely. You hold that image visually close to you. Imagine the image big. Imagine it inside your body. Okay, and you bring these sensations of the body up your body. So you feel, that's how you feel when there's joy. Just hold that for a minute. It's all happened. It's all happening. Everything has worked out and you are absolutely joyous. Now, when you do that for 1 minute, then you stop. Then whatever was going on before, it could well seep back. And then we'll be doing that maybe all of your life. But if it doesn't seep back in the way that it overwhelms your concentration and you get totally lost in daydreams, because There's what's called near and far concentration. Like when you start meditating for a long time, you'll get these long breaks of 20 minutes of concentration, but you have no idea what you were thinking of. It's gone. But then there's what's called near concentration. So you still get lots of breaks in concentration. You've lost the object of meditation, but you can remember everything the mind was doing since it lost concentration. You remember all the daydreams. So concentration can go, but it doesn't go very far. And you can establish that in your mind so that at night time, when you lay down in bed, you can think of all the things. I did this, and then I did this, and had a cup of coffee, and I woke up. You go right back to waking up in the morning in your body, but then you can also remember the mind that you were thinking this, I was angry there, then I had this daydream, and you can reimagine all of the daydreams. Now I'm making another video about that. But when you get this near concentration, then you're going to be choosing almost all of your feelings and almost all of your thoughts. Now maybe you'll lose concentration sometimes, but you won't lose it very far. Okay. So another thing is, throughout the day then, when you start to get this concentration, you notice at some point, oh, you're out and there's a daydream. It keeps coming up. It's negative. Maybe it's from your past. It's some unhealed aspect, or it's a worry, or it's a fear. To say, for example, you're starting a new business and you're starting to worry, oh, this is going to go bankrupt. This isn't going to make any cash or whatever. But you've got, say, a vision board, and you've got a picture there of what you want to happen. Maybe it's like some symbolic picture of gold coins falling down the sky, or whatever it is. That can be the replacement thought, or the symbol of your manifestation script. It doesn't matter what it is, but just first of all, become aware of this daydream. Oh, it's not going to work out. I'm all negative. That's fine. That's there. It's by itself. Do you want to choose that thought? No. Can you choose something else? Yep. Because you don't need to hold a new thought for an hour, just a minute. Now, maybe you can time it to start with, but maybe not. You can just hold it long enough to feel, because sometimes you're thinking some negative thing, and it's like wiggling a tooth that's falling out. It's painful, but it's happy. It's so good when you're in your mind having some daydream, and you're really angry, but people are bending to your will, and you're angry, but you're winning in the daydream, but you're not happy. And it's not the thought. If you stop and think, do I want this in my mind? Do I want this to manifest out in my world? No. You don't. So you take the image that your replacement thought, and you hold that with an intense joy, not for an hour, not for 10 minutes, not for some insane time that you can't, because it doesn't need that long to change the thought. You hold it long enough that whatever negativity was there is gone, and it ain't going to come back soon. It will come back, because you've been letting it's been flowing through your mind all of your life, maybe even before your life. Maybe we bring these currents with us from other lives. I don't know, but I can tell you that they don't ever go away completely. But if they lose their power, if they're there but they don't have emotion, if they're there but they're never unseen, and if pretty much all of the feelings in your mind and the thoughts that radiate from them are chosen, then you will be manifesting what you want. And that is the golden key to your manifestation. It's the golden key to any type of transformation, and it's also importantly the golden key to being fully awakened to an ultimate state that we're born to be in. And if you can make that a part of your manifestation goal, as I'll explain in another video about goal setting, then your manifestation practice becomes your spiritual practice. And that is really the goal of what I've always been doing, and what I want to try and explain to people through my channel and my work. So feel free to encourage me, because I'm trying to get the energy to put 111 videos up explaining it, to see if people are interested. And if you make the like button and subscribe, that really encourages me. And also if you comment and just say I subscribed, I'll send you good energy. So you'll have a lucky day if you do that. And it helps the algorithm, because it shows that people are engaging and all that stuff. So, and there'll be various stuff in the comments that you can look at, because I've got a website too. Different ways to encourage me. But more than anything, try it and see what you think, and think for yourself, because I'm not always right. I'm always Jay. Thanks for watching. See ya.